everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. If you are new here, my name is Tonya and I share all kinds of different book things here on my channel, mostly fantasy book related, but occasionally there may be some other book genres sprinkled in there as well. Apparently I am being joined on the floor by Luna here. She puts in the occasional appearance in my videos, and apparently today is one of those days. But just sharing a little bookish haul with you today. I've recently picked up some books that I found on sale, as well as a couple of cute little bookish items, and I thought I would show you all what I got. You gonna lay down? You just gonna hang out? You wanted to be on camera? Lay down. Alright, so first off of Amazon, I picked up The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, and it does have some pretty purple sprayed edges. And if you're not familiar with this book, it is a cozy fantasy book with, I think there's a little bit of romance thrown in there as well. It also says that there's a magically sentient spider plant, which I think will be absolutely amazing in this book. But just a little of the synopsis is, Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant, Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Keela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Keela discovers, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help her fix up her new home. So I'm sure there will be a little bit of a plot that comes along with this, but there's definitely some romance. As you know, with cozy fantasies, the plot isn't always, the biggest part necessarily of the story, but it sounds like a really cute book, and I'm very intrigued by the spider plant, so looking forward to reading that one. The Enchanted Greenhouse, that one comes out, which is like a follow-up in the same world, a standalone, but in the same world as this book, comes out in July, and that one's also on my radar to get, so yeah. And then I also picked up 5 Broken Blades and 4 Ruined Realms by Maya Corland. And I picked these up because I initially read this one on my Kindle and it was a 5-star read for me. It was absolutely amazing. So I knew I wanted to continue with the series, and I really wanted to own this first book because I enjoyed it so much. So might as well pick, might as well buy them all then. So the sequel, the third part to this trilogy, comes out in June or July. I'll have to double check which. So I'll plan on picking that up as well. But as you can see, these books are absolutely stunning. I love me a good sprayed edge, and these are just really, really nice ones. And if you're not familiar with what this series is about, basically there's 5 different individuals that come from all different walks of life. There's a poison mistress, a thief, a bodyguard, a exiled prince, a spy master, and they all basically go on this mission to kill the current God King, and things kind of ensue from there. The writer is really great at writing out like battle scenes and really beautiful descriptive writing about the different places that they're visiting. But really the best part of the book is the characters and the banter and the way they grow throughout it. My 2 favorites are Royo and Ari. I absolutely love them and can't wait to see how the books continued. Like I said, this one was a 5-star read for me, so I can't wait to see how things kind of unfold in this one, because the first book doesn't end anything like you think it's going to end. So I'm excited to continue on with this, and was glad I could pick them both up, because I think when I got them on sale these were off of Amazon also, I got them for like $15 each, which for such a pretty book is a great price. Then I grabbed Phantasma, which is the first book in the Wicked Games series by Kaylee Smith. I actually read Enchantra last month, which is the second book, so I went a little out of order. I was not aware of the fact that I thought they were like true standalones. I didn't know things overlapped as much as they did. Otherwise, I probably would have read Phantasma first, but I don't think I learned enough about this book in Enchantra that it's going to spoil the story for me. But there were definitely things revealed in Enchantra from this book. So if you can, read this one first, but if that's not what you did, if you were like me and thought they were complete standalones, then, you know, just go back and read this one afterwards. But for this particular one, it's like a gothic type romantasy. It does have a trials kind of theme in it, so interested to see how that plays out. I've heard a lot of people say that they enjoyed Phantasma more than Enchantra, so I kind of can't wait to see if that's the case for me either. I liked Enchantra, but it wasn't like my favorite book ever. But from the sounds of it, like the gothic nature of this one, I'm probably going to really enjoy this one. And then because these were like on a super sale, I got 4 books by Holly Black. This is all from the Kroll Prince series. Like 3 of them are the actual series, and then I think this one's just like a little novella. It's How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories. So this is a young adult romantasy. And I've really only heard good things about this series, so thought I'd give it a try. And like I said, they were like on a super sale on Amazon. I think each book was under $10. A couple of them were only $5. So they were a pretty good deal, so I went ahead and snagged them, and I'll get around to reading them eventually. And in case you're not familiar with the series, here's a little more about it. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. So definitely seems to have that kind of enemies to lovers theme. Like I said, I'm sure we'll find out more and the story will evolve as it's a trilogy. So glad I was able to snag this series. And then I have 2 more books I wanted to share with you. I got my first Book of the Month order, which if you're not familiar with Book of the Month, it's a subscription box where basically you can choose a title and have it sent directly to your house every month. So I signed up for the box in April, but there actually wasn't any titles that I wanted to get in April. So if there's not a book that you want that month, you just don't choose one, and then the credit rolls over to the next month. So based on that, I got 2 books for May. And I do have a referral code down in the description box if you ever want to try Book of the Month. I end up getting a free book credit if you use my link, plus you get your first book for $5 if you use my link. So the first book I got was Silver Elite by Danny Francis. And it is a very pretty edition. This edition was $2.99 more, so my credit plus an additional $2.99. You could have got the non-deluxe version and not paid any money, but I thought it was worth the $2.99. So this particular book is a romantasy. It's a dystopian romantasy, and I wasn't super familiar with it, but I've been hearing a lot about this book, so I wanted to give it a go. And I'll read you just a little bit off of the jacket here. In the first book of a sizzling dystopian romance series, psychic gifts are a death sentence, and there are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. Trust no one. Wren Darlington has spent her whole life in hiding, honing her psychic abilities and aiding the rebel uprising in small ways. On the continent, being modified means certain death. And Wren is one of the most powerful mods in existence. When one careless mistake places her in the hands of the enemy, and she's forced to join the Silver Block, their most elite training program. She's finally handed the perfect opportunity to strike a devastating blow from the inside of their ranks. So I thought this book sounded intriguing, and I'm interested to see how the psychic gifts come into play and how she kind of, destroys her enemy from within, along with a little romance thrown in. So it definitely sounds like a good book, and once I've read it, I'll let you know my thoughts on it. And then kind of just as a bonus book, since I had the credit, I got The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. And I don't know a ton about this book. I liked how the cover looked. That was one of the reasons that I picked it up. I did read some reviews on it, and for the most part, they were pretty positive. It's a Viking-inspired romantasy, so I always enjoy the Vikings. So I thought I'd give this book a try. I know there's a second book out in the series, but this one, just thought it looked good, so grabbed it as well. And then, like I said, if you do want to give Book of the Month a try, I have that link down in the description box. That way you can get that discount on your first book. And then the last two things are not books, but they're super cute, so I thought I'd show them to you. The first is this t-shirt I picked up on Etsy, and I'll have the shops listed down below in the description box. And it is for Throne of Glass. It says the 13 from now until the darkness claims us, which if you've read Throne of Glass, you'll definitely know where that comes from. I just thought it was a super cute shirt, and it would also be good for around Halloween time, which I know we're really far from Halloween. But that was my thought when I purchased it. Plus, I just really liked it. I'm a huge Throne of Glass fan, so grab that one. And I also picked up a Throne of Glass tote bag, if you can see it there. Just really pretty. So I go to a lot of farmers markets, so I can always use another tote bag. And I was late night scrolling on Etsy one night and ended up purchasing this one, and I do not regret my actions. I think it's super cute. Love all the little quotes on it and the gold. And I'll have this one linked down below in the description box also, in case you also are in need of a good Throne of Glass tote bag. So I hope you enjoyed my little haul here. I know I always love me a good haul video. So take care, keep reading, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!